taking a break from the sunshine.
Yeah, not out of choice. It's very overcast today. Would you rain again later?
Yes.
Yeah,
we've had some power cuts this morning again.
I know.
Again. Hey up, Dover. Oh, how are you doing?
Just...
Dover? Hey there, mate. You do. Okay, so...
Yes, sorry about that. So, yes, it's been a week, a positive week. Chris has achieved masses with my assistance, but he did the big, complicated bit of the job, and it's good.
Yes.
Very, very pleased. Very good job. Well done.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Well, chuffed. It finally went right. In the end.
There were long spates of lots of cussing, lots of swearing, lots of rude words, lots of angst. But we got there, as we always do.
Yes. Yeah.
Good job, well done.
I thank you very much. I'm getting... What are you doing, Dover? Hello, mate.
So, enjoy the video. If you do, please hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it.
Yes.
Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Oh, yes.
Bye for now.
Dover says, no. Yes, but we don't lick, do we? No. Good boy.
So this morning we've had a local company come who do the skips and what have you. And they also clear gardens, do all sorts of that sort of work. And they have cleared this bottom orchard for us. We were doing it with our little petrol strimmer, but the cable kept breaking and kept breaking and kept breaking, and I went and got fresh cable. So it wasn't the fact the cable was bad, it was the fact the weeds were just so strong. Here normally what they do with the orchards is they turn the soil and just put the weeds into it, but it just leaves this mess that is just horrendous, and then you get soil erosion from the wind, etc. And I didn't want that. I wanted this to become nice and flat and maybe have wild flowers and what have you growing there maybe one day, or at least it to be you can walk on it as opposed to leaving you with the great big rivulets from when the soil's been turned. So they've done a fantastic job. They used their great big industrial petrol strimmer with a metal cutting blade, and they've even managed to break that. They're going to have to come back Monday to finish, but it is looking absolutely fantastic. And they took the rubbish away, which we'd have been collecting in a corner somewhere, hoping that would break down and be able to get rid of it some other time. So well worth it. Very pleased. Very pleased. They also took the skip. They're very good with us. We just get a skip and keep it until it's full. It wasn't full, but they had need of it somewhere else. So we said absolutely no problem, take the skip. We'll have it back at another time. However, it all went a bit wrong this morning. And it involved a lorry coming with a high-ab to pick it up and all sorts. However, they've got their skip, which is good. Right, project electricity.
Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward to this bit. Unfortunately, I messed up. I thought we had more of the 2.5mm cable than we have. We need to go out and get some blue and the green and yellow.
Yeah.
So the neutral and the earth. We've got the brown, but I don't understand that.
Must have used more when we did another project.
Must have done,
and
or
then
just not bought it because we thought, and then went, when we come to the corral, we'll buy it again, knowing what we need, and forgot all about it.
Yes.
You never know. So, we don't have quite enough 2.5mm to do the big long run that we need to do. So we're going to have to invest in some more.
Yeah.
But we do have plenty of the 1.5. It's there and there. And we've got a black as well for doing for the two switches.
Yep.
We've got plenty of earth. This is solid core. We bought that originally, a solid core, because we just thought that was best, and then it turns out, yeah, it's better, but it's a lot easier with the other stuff.
Yes.
So
yeah.
when we needed more, we bought the other. We bought it like this. I mean, you can buy it in. Obviously, you just buy it like extension lead stuff.
Yes. Extension lead.
You buy it like this.
Yeah.
This is for lamps that we'll be having because they'll be instead of having horrible looking stuff like this. The electrician does not come and fit it all, you know, and make sure the sockets and everything, because we're allowed to fit the sockets, and we can leave them put in place just so they're out of the way and safe, but obviously he'll come and do that and test all the connections. But he refuses to sign off the rest of the work and complete it, like, you know, making sure everything's all okay. If we use the pre-made stuff,
Yeah.
he says that's not correct. It will not work if we use. So we've got to buy it as separate. He won't do it. He said no, that's not correct.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think it's actually that much easier anyway.
No, this is true. I think it's possibly less expensive.
Don't know. I don't
But
know.
it doesn't matter. This is the industry standard for here. This is what the electrician wants to then agree to sign off the property for us. So that's what we're doing.
Yes.
We're doing it right.
Yeah. And, I mean, I suppose if you're using solar and you're doing your own solar thing, I'm sure the already sheathed stuff's fine.
Yeah.
Because you're not having an electrician signing it off who's also hooking up to the mains.
Yeah.
This is a different scenario altogether.
Yeah.
But it's saving us a lot of money by us doing the donkey work
Oh, absolutely.
and him just coming along, testing all the connections. And yes, that's okay. Yes, that's okay. Yes, that's okay. Or yes, that's okay. No, this one's got a problem. The wiring's correct, but this
Yeah.
other thing's not correct. He'll then do it as it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't put the sockets on and just leave the wires bare, coming out and just a little spool. But he said we're fine to put the sockets on.
Yeah.
So he'll do all the testing. If there's a problem, then he'll point it out. But on the downside is if there's a problem, then he's going to insist on repairing the problem. He's not going to let us repair it.
Exactly.
But so I just
But
got to make sure everything's right.
Exactly. Touch wood. Last time he did this for us, there were no problems, so
Yeah,
it was fine.
We'll do everything else. So let's get on. Time's wasted.
Yes, it is. Okay. Enough already.
Yes. Enough. Well, it's got to be. We've run out of the necessary lengths of cable we need.
We have.
That's the job for Monday.
Yeah.
Today's Friday. That's why next door's dog's celebrating, I believe. It's his Friday song.
It is every other day of the week song as well.
That's true. Okay, so all the steering now's done. That's all the wires all go together like the electrician likes it to be done. So he knows which is which.
Yep.
That's all done. To that point there, we don't have enough wire to run from there to over to the fuse box. These sockets here are done. They're all done. That's the junction box there, and this will be done for that. This is the 4mm cable that comes there. It just runs into this junction box. Now, that was the thing.
Yes, it was.
So everything else is done for what cables we've got. Now the thing is, we use the nylon. I don't remember what it's called, but it's just like a nylon rope that's designed for pulling electric cables through. It's great in tension, so you can pull it to a point. Obviously, you can't pull a car with it or anything, but no good in compression.
Well, it's okay on short runs. It stopped.
Yeah.
It stopped at 4 metres.
Just shy, yeah.
Just shy.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of really long runs.
Yes, we've got one that's about 7.5 metres long.
It turns out there's actually
A fiberglass version.
4 long runs. So we're not going to buy that for 2 long runs because innovation here.
Just
We've managed to find a piece of wire.
that stuff there.
This stuff here.
Yeah.
This is set up for Monday. This is for the last long wire that's got to be pulled through. We managed to shove that through the macaroni. It's here and it's out the other end where we've got to pull the wires through to.
Right over there.
Right over there, yeah.
And this tube doesn't actually run perfectly straight. It runs along here, and then turns and goes there. As you saw before we laid the floor.
Yes.
So that's us all joined up. So we've got the earth to the pole down there. We've got the power that comes in from over the other side that's not connected, and the 4mm that's there. Everything else is just short runs, bar this one. Now this one's going to be complicated, but for us to work out. Hello.
Hello.
I wasn't going to film that much of the electricity bit, but I just thought I'd do a thing. So if you can come here. These are ferrules. Okay, and that's a clamp for it. These are various cutting devices. Okay, this is for, I'm going to use them on this stranded wire. It means that you don't have to keep twisting and twisting and twisting to shove it into your various connections. I've been using them a long time on my motorbike and doing motorbike wiring. It was only moderately recently that I knew that we could use them for mains electricity as well. So I'm going to do it. I've done it on a few different occasions and it works a treat. If you over tighten a stranded cable, I'm sure if you've done it in the past, when you undo it again, it's all bits of cable everywhere. With these little things, you don't have to. So you choose the correct size for this end and obviously along the shiny bits, the cable that you're going to use. I'm using the red one, and it'll help if I have my glasses on actually, because I'm turning into a blind old fart. So you just push them, if you've never used them before, you just push them on, push them down, make sure they're good. This little tool, when I first started using them, I thought I could do it with a pair of pliers or whatever, and it doesn't work. You push them down, click, it's done, and that isn't going to come off. And then you just put them in your connection. I mean, I'm going to be doing it into here. So I'm going to undo in a hurry. And I'm not sure if the screws are undone, so it might not work right now. We just push it in and then tighten the screws down. If you're using the Wago clips, it works in them as well. And if you're using the chock block, normal old style screw terminals, it works in them as well. It's brilliant. You don't damage these because they're now surrounded by a tinned piece of metal. It's great. It's loads easier instead of trying to get it nearly in and its strands come out or whatever.
That kit wasn't expensive, was it?
No, I think it was about €40 for the whole kit.
And you can see how much it comes with.
Yeah.
It'll basically last forever.
So, I'll just get a Wago one. I'm not going to use the pushing ones because I don't want to mess about. So this is a genuine Wago one, not one of the pretend ones that you get in Chinese shops, which I doubt very much are safe. Or they certainly don't work as well as these. As we know, all clones are like that. Push it in, click it down, and I pulled it off. So that wasn't a very good clamp. So I shall have to do that one again. Sometimes failures are just as good as...
It's a good test, yeah.
As a good test. So, I know I look kind of stupid now saying how wonderful these are, but safety at the end of the day, I'd rather get through 3 of these and know it's correct. There you go. That works this time. That one obviously didn't go, and that just goes to prove you should always check to make sure they're tight. And I've just proven my own point. There. That's not coming out.
Mega.
Okay. I'll just get the rest of these 3 done, the other 2 done, get them installed in this lamp.
Okay.
And then the wiring's ready for when we're ready to mount them. What are you doing? Painting.
Painting.
No. I don't like that. I don't like that painting. I get it all over me.
I did with the first coat yesterday.
Ah, yes. You're good at painting with hands too.
Yes.
Finger painting.
No, because this stuff's horrible. It's horrible. I did have assistants, but I opened the can and they ran away because they don't like the smell.
How can they complain about that smell?
They didn't, they just left.
Yeah. They don't leave themselves and they smell, especially when, after this rain we've just had and they didn't bother coming in.
Well, yes.
Oh look, it's raining. Nah, it's all right. We'll just play outside of it. Get really, really wet and really, really doggy.
And the caves stink of dog.
Yes, and the humidity is absolutely mental today.
I know. So it rained for what, 2 hours yesterday, something like that?
And then whatever it did in the night.
And then in the night.
Yeah.
But we've got the rest of the week due of it, so that's going to be pleasant.
Yeah, I think today's the driest day until Monday.
Yep.
And today is Tuesday.
Yes. Another long day, but you've done it. You've done it.
Yes, yes, yes. All the cables are now in place. They're obviously not terminated or anything. They're not connected. There's nothing there. I've spoken to the electrician. He said, just connect them up. They'll be fine. I'm in the area. I might pop out like today, or I might come tomorrow. But yeah, go ahead and connect them up. So we're happy with that. He's happy with that. And he'll just double check anyway. The way he goes, I've got test slots in there. The only bit of an issue we had was here when we was doing the cable. We couldn't run the fibre one again. We thought we could with this shorter length. It just didn't want to work. I think maybe the bend in there was a little bit too tight and it got caught up on the serrations inside. So we used the wire that we used for doing the long runs that we said about the other day. It got here and it won't go any further, and it sort of like got kind of wedged. And so pulling it, pushing it, pulling it, pushing it, you could hear a ripping noise, and then it came. I thought, brilliant, it's coming. Oh, there's no end. It was here. It was about there, I guess, when we broke it out. Obviously broke it out and it loosened a bit. You could hear it, it was stuck. It was about there, maybe there. Anyway, irrelevant. We had to actually break the wall out to retrieve this. We couldn't get it, so that's a pain. Anyway, it's all been fixed. Yep.
Rain.
It's a bit damp out there. Well, it's in the car wash.
That's good.
What's the
There's a waterfall on the steps, yes.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. I'm just going to look into the house to see if our repair works. Okay. Ew. Bloody heck, it's cold. Jesus. Flipping heck, that was like a cold shower. Told you.
You weren't kidding.
I told you. Well, don't tell Flibbits. Don't know if you can tell, but that's the water running down the road. And the white, you might be able to see, is the stuff off our roof being washed off. It's not too bad. It happens all the time. It's only the fine stuff, so it's okay. I don't know if you can see over there. Across the way, the other side, to actually where one of our friends' cave is. The water is running down like a torrent, and the field, you can't see it very well. The water just runs off and then fills that field as well. Done. Electricity is done as far as I can go.
Yeah.
Now it's in the hands of the professional. You'll fit the fuse box and necessaries and then wire it up down there.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just hooked up temporary live like I did before, but now it's working. All the light sockets. I will check the plug sockets, but I haven't yet because I've got another job to do. But we have a light. We have more than one light. Well, we don't have more than one light at the moment because we haven't got light fittings other than the ones that we want. But
It works, sis.
it does.
You walk in the room over there.
I'll just toddle off to the other door.
As if you were leaving the room.
And it turns off again.
And it turns off again, which is awesome. There's nothing worse than having to go back into a dark room to do light switches and stuff. So he's managed to, like he did in the house, I've got a switch over there and over there that works that light, which is actually going to be in the middle of the room.
Eventually,
yeah.
When we get what we want.
Super, super job, well done.
Thank you. Yeah. And the panel box over there, could have done with a bigger one in the end, but it's fine, it's not dangerously crammed in there. In fact, it's no more crammed in there than any of the other ones that have been done. The electrician that we're using is the actual electrician that wired the caves completely, from start to finish. He did the whole lot and then fixed the fuse box outside. He's certified with Iberiola, so he can do the bulletin. Obviously our bulletin needs updating now because there's more on it. And we struck up a good relationship with him, didn't we? And he just sort of like went, if you want to do it, do it. I will charge you for coming and checking as if it's a fault.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. And then when I wire up, you'll pay for my time. And then obviously we've now got to get another bulletin. So obviously that's going to cost money as well. And all he's got to do is go around and check it, which he'll go around and check anyway. And he just signs his name. So it's an extra however much bulletin is. I'm sure it's gone up in the last 3 years.
Probably.
So he'll make money from that. Then we have to pay Iberiola if we want the potentia raising. So they make money on that. So we've saved money. I don't know how much money we've saved. I'm sure.
Don't care if we save money.
A lot.
That's